Oh yeah, we're here today. We're ready to do some raids. Hope you're ready, because I'm ready. Yeah, we're definitely ready. Let me turn down the music just a little bit. Bring it down just a little bit more. There we go. Nice little beat in the background there. How's it going? How have you all been? Me? I'm here. And I guess we're doing some more Typhlosion again because yeah, we didn't get a new raid this week. So it's just him again. But obviously we'll still do like 5 stars, 6 stars, all that other good stuff. So yeah, y'all are lucky. And I do mean that. Y'all are actually kind of lucky because I was very close to actually streaming a completely different game today. I was like, maybe I should just, stream something different. And I actually thought about streaming MTG Arena, which I know none of you play, which is actually a shame because, I had taken a break from card games for a good long while at this point. We did the Duel Links thing for a couple of years, and then for a couple of years after that, we also did Pokemon TCG. And then, of course, now we've moved on to the Pokemon game, the video games. So I was like, well, maybe it's time to get back into the card games. Card games, I've noticed, always bring in a pretty big audience. Man, I remember back in the day, we would get 4 or 5 times as many people watching the stream when I would play Duel Links or when I would play Master Duel. People just loved it. Heck, even Link Evolution on the Switch, which I haven't played in a long time. I haven't touched it because it hasn't been updated, unfortunately. They just kind of let that game die, as they normally do with the Yu-Gi-Oh games. And that's kind of the thing about those old Yu-Gi-Oh games, is they're fun, but then they stop updating the card list and all that, and then suddenly it's like, got like an extra like 400 or 500 cards now that just aren't in that game, and they're not gonna put them in. So it's like, well, I guess if you want just a blast from the past, you can go back to that game, but as of right now, there's just better options like with Master Duel. Do you all play Master Duel? Y'all need to tell me. Seriously, do you all play Master Duel? I haven't touched Master Duel in a little bit. I log on every now and then just to get like the free gems. I have been playing MTG Arena though almost every day for like the past 6 weeks. Sometimes for like 20 minutes, other times for like 45 minutes. Oh, it's a 5-star. But yeah, I'm actually kind of enjoying it. And the only bum thing about it is that they don't have as a robust single-player experience as Master Duel does. Like, Master Duel has a really good single-player experience. They've got a ton of like various bots and various decks that you can play against even just to practice, and some of them are actually really, really difficult. Like, some of them are pretty easy, get your feet wet, but then there are others that are very difficult. They're very much a challenge. You're gonna look for your own Terra raid too? See, nobody will answer if they play Duel Links, or not Duel Links, but if they play Master Duel or MTG Arena. Everyone's like, we don't play card games. We only like playing these games. I'm thinking about doing it. I'm thinking about. I think I still want to do the Pokemon stuff because the Pokemon stuff's still pretty fun. It's still fun to go and do the raids and stuff. But I think what I may end up doing is maybe like, I don't know, like a Tuesday evening or something. Either like a Tuesday or a Thursday evening. Well, actually, maybe not Thursday evening. Thursday evening would not be good because I actually like watching Thursday night football. So Thursday evening would not be good. Maybe like Wednesday evening. I'll do, like a 2-hour stream, or even just an hour. Ooh, I didn't even touch you. Or even like an hour stream of MTG Arena. And you haven't played MTG Arena. It's actually pretty good. It's very true to real Magic the Gathering. It's exactly the same. And there's a lot of different formats in there, too. There are like a ton of different formats. You've got Standard, you've got, what is it, Legacy, and just all, like, Brawler. They have all sorts of stuff. I only play Standard. Because I like to just keep up with the most current format. But there's all sorts of other formats in there that you can play. The only thing they don't have in there is they don't have Commander, which I've been wanting to try, but Commander apparently is only a casual type format. So they're like, nah, we're not gonna add that to Arena. I think that if they did add Commander to Arena, it would see another massive boost in popularity. You play Master Duel. Ooh. You think you're pretty good at the Master Duel, huh? You cannot defeat me in my deck. I'm kidding. I don't even have a deck that I play in Master Duel. Well, I do have... What deck was I playing in Master Duel? I don't even remember. Cannot remember what... oh, there it is. I was like, I know there's another one over here. Where is it? There it is. But yeah, I was thinking about doing it. The only thing I don't want to do is get caught in that trap again, where I ended up streaming like 3, 4, sometimes 5 times a week, and I started getting really burned out on it. I think if I do the Saturday stream, this one, and maintain this one, and then also possibly do like a Wednesday night, like MTG Arena stream or something like that, then I think I'll probably be okay. Because the big reason why I stopped playing like Duel Links is because I was playing the same game several times a week, and so it was really starting to burn me out. And so I think if I only do it, you know, one night a week instead of like 3 or 4 nights a week, I'll probably be better off. Because less stress. We should play Commander with Untap app. I've never used that app. I have no idea how it works. I don't even know how Commander works. Like I said, I've never played Commander. I have no clue how it works. I know it's very similar, but I think there's like some sort of pod thing, and generally you play like with at least like 3 people and max 4. Yeah, I don't really know how to do it. While you guys prepare, I'm gonna go make some hot chocolate. Yeah, it actually is pretty cool. This weekend had a cold front move in here, and it's nice and cold. Well, it's not cold, but it's chilly. I think the high today is supposed to be like 64, and it's been kind of rainy too. The last 2-3 days, it's been really rainy. So not only is it a little chilly outside, but we're getting some rain. And because of that, I'm actually making stew. 6 live, what? You're crazy, man. I'm telling you, you're crazy. 2 people are the minimum you can use legendary. Yeah, that's what I heard of. I kind of have an idea of how it works. It's like you can use... You pick like a legendary creature, and that's your commander. I don't know exactly how the commander comes into play, though. And I've seen people using various different commanders, and of course, when people talk about it on Twitter, they're all, what's one commander you would play with that, you know, would totally freak out your opponent or something like that? And I always come up with the dumbest commanders. Like, well, maybe not the dumbest commanders, but just commanders that most people wouldn't even think of. They'll be like, whoa, how would you play that? And I'm like, I have no idea. I don't know how it works. It's just kind of weird. I wouldn't mind learning, although I generally like playing Standard, just because that's obviously what I've played for years at this point. So at least I have a pretty good idea of how that works. Do we need a code for the Promo Pass? No, we're just gonna guess. we're gonna. What was it again? Something. What Promo Pass? Oh, a normal Promo Pass. Okay. You use the mana that on what? You use the mana that on the card for the whole what? For the whole deck. Oh, I think what you're meaning to say is whatever mana is on your legendary creature, your commander, that's basically what you're going to build your deck around. And so that's why multicolored decks in Commander are actually, you know, that's pretty much the thing. I would go in there with like a mono white deck on purpose. Even though I know that's not really how you're kind of supposed to play. Like, one of the big things about Commander is that you can play multicolored decks. And I'm not just talking like 2 colors, how it's pretty standard, but I'm talking like 3 colors, 4 colors. Sometimes I've heard of people playing all 5 colors. I'm like, that's kind of wild. And it makes a little sense because when I look at all these Commander cards that are in the various Magic products, a lot of them have like dual lands, like either the new versions of dual lands. All right, let's see. So this is a normal. I have no idea what I'm even going to use. And he's a rock type. So I guess he doesn't like fighting, huh? So I guess, well, this is probably going to be really easy, so I'm going to do the opposite of what you guys are doing. And I'm going to bring my Cresselia. All right. Cresselia time. She's a supporter, so she'll just support. I mean, all of you are bringing big baddie fighters, so I'm just going to bring my supporter. Each player starts with 40 life, places their commander face up in there. So, with your commander, can you actually, like, attack with your commander? Or how does that work? I imagine the effects and everything should work. But, I mean, would you actually want to attack with your commander? And can your commander ever die? How does that work? I'm sure I can watch a video on how to actually learn to play commander, but again, I just oops, whoop, pressed the wrong button. I just don't know if I'd actually really get into commander. I mean, again, I understand that a lot of people like it. I've kind of like of the stuff I've heard about it. It sounds interesting, but I just don't know if I really want to do it. I just prefer standard. Standard works for me. Uh-oh. I got gravity. I fell out of the sky. Yeah, you can attack with your commander, and you can put your commander back into the command zone, but to recast extra mana. Yeah, see, I don't know how that works. You're saying put it back in the command zone. So I guess to actually play it, like if you want to attack with it, you would have to pull it out of the command zone? How would you even do that? See, I don't know that. But I did actually... in MTG Arena, I made a deck because I haven't made my own deck in Magic in forever until I finally made a couple of them over the last few weeks. I made like kind of like this Chandra Fire Burn sort of deck, and then I found the various toxic creatures that came out in Phyrexia, and I was like, oh, I want to try that. And so I made a toxic deck. It actually works okay, too. But, of course, this is only versus, like, you know, Sparky, so... I guess we'll catch that. Why not? But yeah, I've been trying to make that toxic Phyrexia deck a little more streamlined. Because for like when I first built it, it wasn't that great, obviously. And I was actually just beating Sparky just by taking life points, and I'm like, I don't want to do it that way. I want to try and get all the toxic counters. And so I initially it was just a strictly a black deck, but then I was like, well, let me see if there are any other colors, because the big thing, if you're using toxic, because you put the toxic counter on when you attack the first one, and then after that you can either keep putting more on by attacking, or you can use proliferate. And so I'm like, okay, let me see if there are any other cards up there, because there's a bunch of black cards that use proliferate. And I was like, let me check some other colors and see if there's other proliferate stuff out there. And sure enough, there was. There's this blue creature. It's like a black and blue creature. It's a 2/1 with flying, and it does 1 toxic. And the cool thing is that it's able to come back from the graveyard pretty easily. So I put that in. I put 4 copies of that in. That's like the only other bluish card that I have in that entire deck. And even then, it's a multicolor. It's technically not just a blue. But I did put in 4 put in 4 islands, and then I put in a couple of dual lands just to make sure that I would always have the mana for it. And it actually works pretty good. Because one thing I did notice when I was playing just with the strictly black deck is I didn't have any flyers. But this one, now that it has flying, it's able to put the toxic counter on much easier. Because the hardest problem I was having was getting that first initial toxic counter, because the only way to get it on there is to actually cause damage to your opponent. And so, of course, if I've got, I think it was like a skull dweller, I think is the name of the creature. It's a 1 to cast, 1/1, death touch, and toxic 1. And so just to, ooh, here we go, we got something. And so just to, ooh, does this guy do water moves too? Because I know he does poison. Well, I guess we're gonna have to figure this out. All right, so it's a grass type, 5-star. I think I want to bring a flyer. I think actually I will bring. Let me see. My Corviknight I found was not that great. I keep meaning to build up a flyer, but every time I get into it, I get distracted. So I still don't have a flyer. Well, see, that's the thing, because I think that little creature has like 1 water move that it does. And if you bring a fire, you know it's just going to spam that water move on you. So that's why I'm kind of, maybe I don't want to do a fire. Yeah, I still don't... Well, hold on. What about the bird? Oh, he tears into normal. Oh, he's not even ready. I know I have 1 level 100 bird somewhere besides the Corviknight. Oh, there he is. I think this is it. Is this it? The Braviary. Oh, this is psychic and flying. Let me see what he has here. He is trained. Psychic, Calm Mind, Esper Wing, and Air Slash. So he's more of a psychic type. That's too bad. Maybe I'll breed another one of these and make him a flying. Yeah. The Pokemon knows Ghost. Yeah. Well, I guess I'm not going to really have much of a choice. I might as well just bring a fire then. I'll bring my Charizard. Doo-doo. This is the deck you want to proxy for Commander? What's the Commander in it? Yeah, I keep looking at MTG Arena, and I can't help but think they absolutely have to add Commander to it. They have to. Because again, it feels like almost every Magic person that I know that plays the game Magic has at least a couple of commander decks. Like everybody has one. So it's like, and there are some people that that's all they play. They only play commander. They won't play standard. They won't play any of the other formats. All they like is just commander. And so I think if they were to add commander to MTG Arena, they'd bring in a slew of new players. Because you know, as soon as it hits, they'd be like, hey man, you can play commander on MTG Arena now. Everybody'd be like, oh. And seriously, if they bring it to Arena, I will absolutely try commander. Absolutely. I think the biggest problem that they may have with it is that, again, commander, yeah, you can play it with 2 players, but I keep hearing, and I've seen some of the videos where there are 4 people there and they're all playing commander, so they call it a pod. And so I would like to see how they would work that out. How would you do that on MTG Arena, you know, playing commander with 4 players or even 3 players? You know, how would they work that out? Because as it is, like, I know I play MTG Arena obviously on my computer. I don't play it on my phone or anything like that, but you can play it on your phone. And so I probably think that's maybe one of the biggest reasons why they don't do it, or why they're taking their time doing it, is because can you imagine trying to keep track of your own deck and cards and then 3 other people who are playing, and doing that on this tiny little, you know, 6.8-inch screen? I imagine that'd be a real pain in the butt. Because even as big as phones are nowadays, you know it would get really, really annoying. Now, of course, you know, when you're on your computer, you have a much bigger screen, so it's easier. Like, I've got my nice 32-inch monitor here, so yeah, plenty of room there. But yeah, playing on a little screen would be a real pain in the butt. I imagine the good in-between, obviously, is going to be a tablet, because tablets tend to be a bit bigger. Like my tablet, I have it, it has an 11-inch screen, which I think should probably be enough to play, you know, MTG Arena Commander if it ever happens. Oh, what happened, Riker? What did you get hit with? Ah, see, he does have a water move. That was my fear here. He's getting us with Scald now. That was my big fear. I knew he had at least 1 water move. That's why I was hesitant to bring the fires. Yeah. Actually, I'm gonna... Yeah, let me cheer, because we're all... I need healing, and everybody's paralyzed, so I'm just gonna cheer this off. Flying Vigilance, Death Touch, Lifelink, the beginning of your end step proliferate. Oh, I think I remember seeing her. And she's just a legendary. She's not a planeswalker, right? Glad you brought Altaria. Yeah, poor Riker's getting blasted there with Scald. Yeah, because the tracks, that's... if I remember correctly, she's one of the... She's one of the Phyrexians, right? I think I remember seeing her in the cards when I was choosing the cards for the deck, that Phyrexian deck that I'm playing, the Toxic deck. Man, this stupid thing just loves sticking that status condition on us, doesn't she? Just loves it. Riker, come on, man. You cannot let yourself die, dude. Heal yourself. Thank God. Yeah. Oh, and he still died. Yeah, this is bad. Yep. Biggest fear right there, man. We're going to have to deal this thing really fast here if we're going to win. Oh, we do still have a chance. $66 dollars. Oh, and this is where it heals itself. Come on, let us get an attack off here. Stop burning time. Oh my god, it's just burning so much time healing. Oh, it burns so much time just doing its healing animation. How? Are you kidding? It took like 15 seconds to do that stupid healing animation, and that burned the rest of our clock. That is some BS. That is, oh, come on. Really? Well, now, like I said, I was worried she had she had a water move. Sure enough, she did. I don't even use a legendary at all in that Phyrexian deck. Okay, we're gonna have to find flyers now, guys, because obviously she's gonna annihilate us if we bring our... Well, actually, I was doing pretty well. I wasn't taking that much damage, but unfortunately, Riker was taking a ton of damage there. Riker, do you have a flyer? Do you need a minute so you can get a flyer ready? I mean, I can still switch to a flyer here. You know what I think I might do? Let me see. So, she was doing that stun spore, and I'm thinking I want to bring something to counter that. I kind of want to bring Cresselia again. Let me take a quick look here. What is let me see. Where's my Terra calculator? I just want to check something. What is this one again? Is it Sinestia or Polti whatever? I can't remember the name of it. Polkageist, is that it? No, wait, that's not Polka. It's oh my god, let me just back out and look. Oh, well that's a different... Oh, so it is Sinestia. Okay. There it is. And you're a grass type. Fire. Oh, okay. So here we go. She's got Energy Ball, Shadow Ball, Stun Spore, Scald, Grassy Terrain, and Matcha Gotcha. The Matcha Gotcha is the move she does at the end. And I imagine it's going to keep doing Scald. Okay, so Cresselia. I'm just checking if Cresselia has weakness to that. Because Cresselia is all psychic. Let's see, Bug. Oh, she's weak to Ghost. Damn it. She does have really good special defense. And she's just going to sit there and heal. I don't think I want to chance it. Let's just... Let me grab something else here. So we need a flyer. Where's my other Cramorant? I have another one here. Okay, this dude actually tears into flying. Liquidation Dive, Pluck, Drill Peck. And he has Gulp Missile. Let me stick a... Hold on. I need to breed a bunch of Phoebus and just trade them to everybody. Yes, Altaria is way up there. I don't even remember where my Altaria is. I mean, I guess I could search it. Where are you, Altaria? I know I have one, I just don't remember if it's ready or how it's trained. I've got two of them. Oh, this one tears into flying. Pluck, Aerial Ace, Growl, and Cotton Guard. She'll probably be okay. She's more of a balanced, although she is mostly attack. Okay, I guess I'll go with this Altaria. Oops. Let's go back in. As I stand inside the crystal. All right, here we go. Oh, come on, start. While I'm waiting for you guys to get in, I'm going to actually look up Atraxa, because I've seen her before. I remember the name. I just want to take a quick read of her. Because I'm pretty sure I've seen her, I just don't remember where. Let's see. And you said Praetor's voice. Well, there are certain versions of Atraxa that are cheaper than that $60 price. Yeah, here's one on eBay for 22 bucks. What set is that? Oh, March of the Machines. Flying Vigilance, Death, Potential Life. At the beginning of your upkeep step, proliferate. Oh, I'm sorry, of your end step. Choose any number of permanents and/or players, then give each another counter of each kind already there. I see why I'm not using it, because, yeah, this is very much a commander. It's not something that I would stick in a standard deck, because it's 4 colors. Yeah, that would not work in my deck. That's probably why I never paid attention to it, but I did remember the name. Friday and Monday for work, my check is going to be poop. Speaking of money, I actually sold an $80 card that had been sitting in my collection, no joke, for almost 20 years. It was a Destiny board first edition from Legacy of Darkness. Wrecker, you ready? What's going on? But yeah, I'd had it forever. It was in beautiful condition. Finally sold it, 80 bucks, but the guy lives in Canada, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, other than the fact that, 1, shipping is more expensive. It always is. And 2, every time I have to sell, or every time I make a sale to Canada, I generally have to wait like 3 or 4 weeks to get paid for it, which is a real pain in the butt. So it's basically just like, okay, we got your money, but we're not going to give it to you for a while. I actually don't hit this thing very hard. Now I remember why I was thinking about the Cresselia, because the stupid stun spore. What does Cotton Guard do? Drastically boosting defense. Okay. Ugh. Well, there are other ways to stop yourself from getting a status condition. That's why I was looking at Cresselia, because she's designed specifically to basically protect the entire team from everything. What is it? I think it's either, what is it, the one that stops the status conditions? Is it Safeguard? I think it's Safeguard. So that's how I was thinking of her, because I was like, I know I could stop that stupid status condition. Man, why is Riker getting hit so hard all the time? Riker, the Pokemon that you're bringing, are they level 100? Because it feels almost like they're not level 100. Because they're just getting just absolutely clobbered. And if you just terrestrialized, I'm going to be very upset with you. Why would you terrestrialize when you have 5% health? Why would you do that? No. That is a huge mistake, my brother. No, no, no. If you're at 5%, you absolutely heal. You do not terrestrialize. Yeah, please don't ever do that again. Because as you just saw... No, I'm not insulting him. Let's not insult him, but I'm just, trying to let him know, dude, just don't ever do that. If you're at 5%, yeah, you do not terrestrialize, dude. Just don't. Because you're going to terrestrialize, you can only terrestrialize once per match. Remember that. So you're going to burn your terrestrialize, and then you're immediately going to die. That's why you don't do that. Yeah, you want to make sure you're healed. In fact, I think next turn I'm probably going to have to heal. If anything, just to get this stupid status condition off of all of us. I'm actually not doing very much damage. That's actually true. That's not a bad strategy sometimes, too. Like, if you're so low that even a heal isn't going to keep you up, if you're like at 5%, probably, in that case, let yourself die. Because you're going to probably die anyway. Because at that point, you're just chasing not dying. So you're going to be burning every turn, just healing over and over and over again, trying not to die. So you're wasting turns there. So in that case, if you're at 5%, let yourself die, but don't terrestrialize. Because when you come back, obviously you'll be at full health, and then you can terrestrialize. So that's when it would have been a pretty good opportunity to do it too. Bonk. I don't use Hurricane. I just do not like Hurricane. I know it hits pretty hard, but it just misses so much. And again, we're going to run out of time now. Yeah. Here comes the... Yeah. There's the Matcha Gotcha. And it's going to burn the rest of our time. Yeah, usually if it gets to the point where it's casting this, it's already over. Because it's just going to eat all the rest of our time. We lost again. I'm going to go look and see if I have another Pokemon that has Safeguard. Yeah, because that Stun Spore is just a major pain in the butt. And like I said, Riker, don't worry about it, dude. You live and you learn, man. We can try again. That's the great thing. If you lose, just try again. Now, if we get to like the 5th or 6th try again, and at that point it's like, oh, okay, I'm getting a little annoyed now. And look, I'm stuck in the crystal. Where are you, man? I'm in the crystal. I'm literally in the cave. All right, let me check and see if anybody else has a Safeguard on my team. Because, again, Altaria didn't take a ton of damage, but she wasn't really dishing out a lot of damage. She's just not a hard hitter. At least my makeup of her is not a hard hitter. So let's go ahead and... Let me see. Known move. Safeguard. There we go. We've got quite a few here. Got a Butterfly, a Bronzong, Arbovala. So grass going up against a grass. I don't know if our Bobola has anything that would really work there. Oh, we got a minion. Altaria can learn Safeguard. Not the Vulpix. Yeah, there's my Cresselia again. You know, Luminion actually might not be a terrible choice here because it does... Well, think of the moves that it does. It does grass moves, which is not going to do anything to Luminion. And then it does that water move, which really shouldn't do too much. Let me check what this Luminion is. Did I even train this thing up? It is level 100. The only problem is that it does water moves, and it tears into water. Oh, but I do have Ice Beam. Chilling water. Let me see if I can make some adjustments. The Ice Beam will help. I think what I'll probably do more with this thing is maybe just be there for Safeguard, and then I'll just spam Ice Beam or something. Let me see if I have anything else here, though. That would be helpful. Oh, we do have Tailwind. Tailwind would help all of you. Yeah, that would actually help all of you. We got Bounce. Aqua Ring, Attract. Oh, I have Gust. Not bad. Surprised I actually have that many flying moves. Let me see if I can get another Ice type move. Take down, Charm, Agility, Protect, Acrobatics. Wow, I've got a ton of flying moves on this thing. Side Beam, Confuse Thief. Icy Wind. Lowers the speed. I might do Icy Wind. Maybe not. Hold on. Tailwind, Encore, Surf, Helping. I could turn this into more of a supporter. Put the Safeguard out there and then start giving you guys Helping Hand. I don't mind being supporter. Because like I said, I know my Water Pulse wouldn't really do anything. Pump Blizzard, Terra Blast, Flip Turn. I'm looking for a move that also has a secondary effect. You know, attack, and then you also lower, you know, like their special defense or something. I don't think I'm going to have one. And all of her moves... What do I do with my Terra Calculator? Let's see. Yeah, she does all special attacks. I might as well. It'll do something. I mean, Ice Beam hits harder, so we're gonna go. Here we are. I won't even Terra. All right, so I'm gonna do Helping Hand, Ice Beam, Icy Wind, and Safeguard. Do I have a? Oh, I do have a Shell Bell. Okay, good. And I will still be able to heal myself with my attacks. Okay, cool. All right, here we go. Let me switch back over to this screen. Where is Moni? I have no clue. You're staying out of it? You don't have a good Pokemon for the raid? That's cool. Do you actually need that Sinestro? Because that's not a bad Pokemon. It actually is pretty good. If you need it, I'll actually catch it and just give it to you. Obviously, I can't trade any, you know, extra stuff it may drop, but I'll catch it for you if you want it. You're good? Okay. Because when we catch it, it's level 75. So you wouldn't have to train it up that much. Alright, here we go. Or not. Stop doing this. You gotta get a Luminion. Luminion's actually pretty decent. As you saw there, it's a water type, but kind of interesting that it does stuff like flying. It has a lot of flying moves. Yeah, I have no idea where Moni is. Maybe he's at work or something. He usually stops by. Sometimes he doesn't get here right when I start. Sometimes he'll pop in later on. When the new Switch comes out, are you going to get it? I would say probably yes. My big question right now is, does it have backwards compatibility? Because if it does, it's an immediate yes. Because pretty much guarantee that if it comes out and it has backwards compatibility, it is going to be a massive technology upgrade to the current Switch. It's going to have a much better processor. It's going to have much faster RAM. It's probably going to have more RAM. So it will play all of these games like this one. It'll play Pokemon Scarlet Violet so much better. And apparently, I heard something along the lines a while back. I haven't heard of it since then, but I heard there was some talk that this game in particular was being built to be able to have a patch to where it would immediately upgrade all of the visuals to make it look better. And so I was like, okay, well, if they're doing that with this game, and obviously Pokemon, huge franchise, you know, if they do that with this game, it makes me think that there will be backwards compatibility. My question is that I don't have the digital version of Pokemon. This is on a cartridge. And so are they going to do the Nintendo thing, which they've been known to do, and change the cartridge that is being used, which they don't have to, but that's Nintendo. They may do it. DJ, we're waiting on you, man. You didn't hit ready. Anyway, but yeah, I mean, I don't see why the cartridges wouldn't be able to just immediately be slotted into a new Switch. Because it isn't as if that little cartridge that they use, it's basically a memory card. It's basically a proprietary memory card. That's all it is. That's all it is. And the way it's designed, it would work perfectly with all of the software and everything that we have now. It's kind of like regular SD cards. Like if you take a look at even a micro SD card, take a look at the pinout that's on it. It's been the same for almost 20 years, and it still works perfectly fine. All right, safeguard. Yeah, no stun spore for you, sucker. See, it immediately tried to do it, too. That stun spore is like, yeah. No more of you. Wow. That little ice move hits reasonably hard. Isn't it interesting that we happen to have an Arbovala come with us on this match as our NPC? Ice Beam hits pretty good too. Yeah. This Luminion is actually hitting harder than my Altaria was. Logan, or not Logan, DJ, I'm going to start giving you helping hand here. I can't do it right now, but yeah. I may need to redo Safeguard here in a moment. All right, so Helping Hand. Oops, to DJ. Oh, you missed the hurricane, didn't you? No! Is it time for Safeguard already? Let's see. Ah, dang it. I needed one more turn. Now I have to do it again. But that's okay. I just want to make sure I keep it up. Oh my god, that was super effective. Ouch. There we go. Now Safeguard is up. There you go. That was a good shot. If I can Helping Hand you one more time, you should be able to kill it at this point. No, no, no. I was hoping to get that off before I did the Matcha Gacha. The only good thing is that we have more time here, so we should be okay. Oh, no. Okay, there we go. Thank God. We got it this time. Yay! I guess I'll catch it just for fun. Get rid of all these darn Pokeballs. You know, I was so worried about the ghost move that it does that I completely forgot that the other moves it does are grass. I'm an idiot. I got away with being an idiot. But there we go, we're all done. Nah, you didn't miss much. Just an ability capsule. Rash mint. Yeah, 1 mint and an ability capsule. Yeah, you didn't miss much here. Alright, moving on to the next one. Let me find out where my 6-star is. I want to go take a peek at the 6-star. Unremarkable form. Alright, let's see. Where are you? There you are. A poison type. Alright, let me fly over there. Oh, that reminds me. 1 month from now, December 14th, I think it is. 13th or 14th. That's when the next leg of the DLC comes out. That's when we go to, what is it, Blueberry Academy, I think is what they call it. I'm right here, so I'm going to check this grass real quick. Yeah, it's 3-star. I wonder why they called it Blueberry Academy. Why not Raspberry? Ooh, it's that vulture guy. Poison. So he does flying moves. What is his name again? I always forget his name. I know it's kind of an odd name. What is the name of that stupid vulture? Anybody know off the top of their head what it's called? Everybody's like, I don't remember. It doesn't start with a V, I know that. Oh my god, it's gonna drive me crazy. What is the name of the stupid vulture? Pokemon Vulture. I'm gonna look it up. Pokemon Vulture. Mandibuzz. Stupid Mandibuzz. Alright, so it's poison and it's 6-star. What do we got here? It only has 5 moves. Dual Wing Beat, Dark Pulse, Toxic, Bone Rush, and Snarl. Oh, that Snarl's gonna hurt a little bit. Best counters are Good as Gold, Magic Bounce, Earth Eater, Levitate, and Soundproof. So let's see. Best count... Oh, wow, there are not very many good counters for this. Yeah, it's showing me here Enamorous, Moltres, Hydreigon, with Levitate, only if you have Levitate, Landorus, Zapdos, Iron Jugulis, Thundurus, Landorus, and then all the Rotoms, all the various Rotoms with Levitate. Oh, Corviknight's on here. Most of you should have Corviknight. And then a good counter against this is against Mandibuzz is Mandibuzz. Then we got Gliscor here. We have Enamorous again. Why is Enamorous on here twice? Electros and Orthworm are on here also, but they're toward the bottom. So actually pretty light on the options here. It looks like unless you happen to have all the legendaries, probably Hydreigon and Iron Jugulis are going to be your best bets. I do have an Enamorous and a Moltres. But it wants you to bring the Dark Moltres, not the Fireboy. Let me see. And this guy is a poison. Landorus would be pretty good. Let's see, what is... I know poison doesn't like ground. What else does it not like? It doesn't like psychic. Yeah, I have the Hydreigon too. Why is it telling us to bring those though? The Landorus makes sense because it's part ground. Iron Jugulis. Dual Wing Beak, Dark Pulse, Snarl, Bone Rush. Snarl lowers special attack, right? I believe it is special attack. Yeah, it is special attack. Hey, Dirt. We are checking out our options for this 6-star Poison Mandibuzz. There really aren't a lot of good choices. There really aren't. It's pretty sparse. I do wonder why it's saying Enamorous would be a good choice here. Because like I said, I have it, but if it has Snarl, I don't think I want to bring my Enamorous. Let me check my Moltres. Because I have both versions of Moltres. I just got to remember where the other one is. Blunderous. There's Hydreigon. Let me see what this boy has. Dark Pulse, Dragon Pulse, Crunch, and Taunt. Would the Taunt help us here? The Taunt might help a little bit because it does have Toxic. So the Taunt would help a little. Does he have any ground type moves? Nope. Let's see, and what is... Oh, he's very balanced. Yeah, this is very much a balanced Pokemon here. Dark Pulse. The Crunch could lower its defense. I just don't think that... Yeah, the Levitate helps, but I don't know. I just don't think this is a good option. It doesn't seem right. Where's my Enamorous? I want to take a look at my Enamorous real quick. If I can find it. I think it's over here. There it is. Yeah, Enamorous is flying and fairy. What do we got? Healing Wish, Moonblast, Outrage, and Dazzling Gleam. And again, Poison is weak to Ground and Psychic. Maybe it's wanting me to use Enamorous for Psychic type moves. I do have extra Sensory. Prison. The only thing is I Terra into Fairy, so even that wouldn't really be that great. Yeah, I don't like this one either. Although this one does lower its special attack. Mystical Fire wouldn't be bad to spam on it. I just don't know, man. I feel like we're going to get our butts kicked here. I just don't know, man. But can I get it from you after the raid? The Mandibuzz? Sure. Yeah, Mandibuzz is annoying to deal with, yeah. Again, I'm looking at the Terra Calculator. At the very top is Enamorous. But I'm just not seeing any real benefit attack-wise. It'll live, it won't die, but it just won't do a ton of damage to it. In fact, if anything, I think this Enamorous would probably work better as a support. Simply because I've got Mystical Fire and I've got some other stuff I can do with it. Outrage, Dazzling Gleam, Moonblast, Healing Wish. I don't want to do Healing Wish. Let me see, what other options do I have? Takedown, Agility, Disarming Voice, that's Special Attack, Draining Kiss. Well, there's Zen Headbutt. Oh, I forgot to check. Oh, okay, this is all Special Attack. His Special Attack is amazing, but... Hold on. Let's check again. Prison Taunt. I can learn Psychic. Might also lower their special defense. Could do Calm Mind, could do Misty. Just not a lot of great options. I don't know, man. This one's going to be hard. This one's going to be pretty hard. Let me check Landorus. I know I have Landorus. I know I have it. I just got to figure out what I did with it. Oops. Did I even bring it over from home? I don't remember. There it is. I think he is right. Let me see. Earthquake, Smackdown, Bulldoze, Leer. What are his types again? So he Terras into ground. Okay. It's actually not terrible. Let me see what else I can do here with him. Let's see, 383. Good defense, good. Okay. Good speed. Sand Force boosted the power of rock and steel type moves in a sandstorm. Mud Slap. Mud Shot. We're going against poison, so we want to definitely do ground moves. Taunt. Sword Dance. Yeah, Sword Dance would definitely be better than the Leer. Gravity, Weather Ball, Sand Tomb. Earth Power, Special. Stomping Tantrum. Turn Brick Break. I don't think this dude does any psychic moves. I don't think I would even really use the Mud Slap if I put it on there, because this guy is basically designed to attack, and that's really it. It wouldn't make any... I mean, it'd be nice to lower the accuracy, but at the same time, it's like I could be doing a lot more damage. I think I'm going to leave it as it is. Although, how do you guys feel about Sandstorm? Because I could bring Sandstorm, and obviously all my moves would be boosted with Sandstorm. Let me check and see if there are any other groundies that this thing recommends. Gligar, if you happen to have Gligar, he's a flying and ground as well. Gligar is not a bad option. Oh, Ting Lu. He's on here too. He's not the best, but he is here. If you, I know most of you probably have Ting Lu. He's one of the new legendaries. Yeah, Ting Lu's here. He's the guy that looks like a moose. Yeah, Ting Lu has some ground moves. Nobody's saying anything. I have no idea if y'all are agreeing with me or not. Everybody's like, Alright, I guess I'll leave Sandstorm out because nobody's saying anything. But I will bring Landorus. Landorus is going to be my guy here. Let me see, are there any other final adjustments I want to make to him? What are Landorus's other moves? Or other abilities, I should say. Landorus abilities. So Sand Force, and his other one is Sheer Force. Yeah, Sheer Force is his hidden ability. You see, forward increase the powers of moves that have beneficial secondary effects by 30%, but removes those additional effects. Oh, that actually could help me, because my Bulldoze. Well, no, it says positive effect for the user. Reducing the oh, okay, so this does work. I'm looking here and it says reducing the opponent's stat is considered a positive for me. So if I were to switch his ability, my Bulldoze would hit 30% harder. It would remove the slow effect, but it would hit much harder. But in that case, wouldn't it just be as powerful as the Earthquake? It would actually still be less powerful than the Earthquake. I would just have more. I think I'll just stick with it as it is. Alright, if we fail, I'm going to blame all of you. You all had plenty of time to prep. Here we go. We're going to go. One thing I also haven't mentioned to you is I'm actually cooking. Yeah, this morning I went to the grocery store, bought a bunch of stuff to make stew because it's a little chilly outside, so it's a good time to have some stew. It was either stew or, well, chili, and I decided to go with stew. I think next time I'll do chili. Oh, it's actually raining again. Yeah, it's raining again. But yeah, I've got the meat going. And so it smells really good in here right now. It's making me hungry. But I'm like, I'm having the meat cook as I'm on stream because I figure the stream is going to be, what, 3 hours? So I'm having it, cook as I'm here on stream. And then as soon as the stream's done, I'm going to go chop up the veggies and put those in for like another 50 minutes to an hour or so. I guess some people here locally would say that it's cold outside, although, I mean, again, it's, reminder, I'm in South Texas, so yeah, our cold is not the same as, like, Connecticut cold or Canada cold. It's just not the same. Like, I remember a few years ago when we lost power for 5 days in February. It was, in fact, it was all over the news. I think even other countries were covering it. Here in Texas, massive power outage because it was like record cold across the state, and so literally millions of us here in Texas all lost power for 5 days. And again, it was bitterly cold here. I'm talking like well below freezing. Like during the day, it got up to like 29 degrees or so, but at night it was dipping down to like 15 degrees, 10 degrees in some places. Even here in South Texas, it never broke above freezing for 5 straight days. And at night, oh my God, was it cold. Yeah, a couple of years ago, it was like 2021, February of 2021 was when that, I think it was 2021 or 2022 when that happened. And because one thing that a lot of people don't know, our power grid here in Texas is actually separate from the power grid for the rest of the United States, because out in the US, it's all one united grid. Of course, us being Texas, we got to be the idiots. So our power grid is not connected to the outside power grid. I mean, technically it is, but we don't share energy with other places. And so usually, like, if there's something like that happens, if your local power sources can't produce enough power, you can always borrow or buy power from other places and they'll just send it to you. Well, us being Texas, like I said, we're idiots. And so we couldn't do that because apparently we're too proud to do that. And so what they ended up doing was to conserve energy, because a lot of the power stations went down because they simply aren't prepared for ultra cold weather. Everybody's power got cut off except for like hospitals and places like that. It was really bad. I remember it being like the fourth day. And all I had done, because again, we had no power that entire time, and it was bitterly cold. And of course, I live in an apartment, so it's not like I have a fireplace or anything. It got so cold one night that I actually went outside, because it was below freezing inside my apartment. That's how cold it was. And I went outside and I got the barbecue pit. We have like a community barbecue pit that's out there. And I literally just got this cardboard box and I filled it with all sorts of scraps of paper and stuff, and I lit it. And I just stood by the fire for hours. Because that's how cold it was, because we had no other way to keep ourselves warm. Literally no other way. And there was nowhere you could go, really. Like, some people might say, oh, well, it's kind of like when hurricanes come along. When a hurricane comes along, you can, like for me, I can drive to San Antonio where my family is so I can escape a hurricane. Because, of course, with hurricanes, power goes out, that sort of thing. It's happened to me before. I'm used to that. But you can't do that when the power is out all over the state. There's really nowhere to go. In fact, the only place I could go, and I did end up going, was I went to one of the hospitals. I didn't have a car at the time, so I just walked to a hospital. I wrapped myself in every single warm thing that I had. I'm talking sweaters, jackets, warm-ups, everything. And I walked to the hospital because I knew they had power. And so I took my phone and my charger with me. And oops, what happened there? Oh, I took my phone and my charger with me, and I asked them. I said, "Can I just sit here for like a couple of hours and let my phone charge and get warm?" Because they all knew. And so they're like, "Yeah, that's cool, but you got to keep your mask on." Because at the time, it was still during the COVID thing. So they're like, "You got to wear a mask." I'm like, "I'm fine with that. I don't mind wearing the mask." And so, yeah, that it was like that for 5 days. When was this? This was back in February of 2022. It made national news. I didn't even know that it had made national news because my phone died after 2 days of it. Because initially we were told it was only going to be for like a few hours, and that stretched on to 5 days. Yeah, we actually did pretty well in this fight. Oh, that's right. Somebody wanted the Mandibuzz. But yeah, go look it up. February 2022, Texas freeze. Yeah, you remember that? People literally died. We had like hundreds of people die. Like some of them froze to death. And not just like a lot of people would figure, oh, well, it's probably just a bunch of old people that died. Not that that's any better. But there were young people, like teenagers. There was this teenage kid in Dallas, in the Dallas area. Man, he didn't give us any rewards. What a terrible bird. Anyways. But yeah, there's this 15-year-old kid who, again, they were going through the same thing that we were down there. The only thing is it was in Dallas, so it was a little bit colder. And so they all tried their best to stay warm, and they kept their jackets and everything on. And he went to bed that night, covered him up in all the blankets he could. But it was so cold that it literally killed him. He froze to death in his own home. What was that one where Ted Cruz went on vacation? That was it. That was the one. That's where he got that's where the Cancun Ted Cruz meme came from. That's where that came from, because because again, he lost power too. He was no exception. So he flew to Cancun. He was like, "I'm out of here. I'm going to Cancun." All while us down here were freezing, literally freezing to death. And oh man, they went nuts on him. It was all over the news. He was called Cancun Ted and all that. Let me see. Noxus. I'm going to trade you the bird. Oh, not surprise trade. What am I doing? Go back. Okay, here. I'm going to trade you the bird, Nox. My link code is going to be 335633. So yeah, go ahead and punch that in and I'll give you the bird. Things to do in Texas, leave. There actually is a lot to do here in Texas when we actually have power. There's actually a ton of stuff to do. But yeah, that was not a good week. That week was horrible. I remember, because it had actually already been 5 days. And then I think it was the morning of the 6th day. I was at the point where I was losing it. I really was, because in that time period, all I ate was, I had these little things of cookies. And that was all I had to eat. That was it. So literally for 5, almost 6 days, I lived on this tiny little thing of cookies. Every day I had one cookie. They were big cookies. They were about the size of your palm. So they were good sized flat cookies. But that's all I ate. I ate one cookie a day, and I had one bottle of water. That was it. It was horrible. But I literally lived on cookies for 5 days because that's all I had. Everything else, because again, I had no power, so the food inside my fridge, I usually don't keep food in my fridge anyway. I usually keep a lot of stuff that's like in boxes. Stuff that you have to cook. And of course I couldn't cook. So I was just eating those cookies over those 5 days and drinking bottles of water. Because I did have bottles of water, thankfully. Where's that bird at? What did I do with him? There he is. So yeah, that was February of 2022. It was horrifying. When the power finally came back on, I was So relieved. I was like, oh my god, thank you. It came on, and of course, you know, as soon as it came back on, every person in the state was going to turn their heater on, and of course, that's what all of us did. Thankfully, the power did not go back out. It dipped the following day for like a minute. It went down, and I just remember thinking, oh god, not again. Please, not again. But it came right back up, so I was like, oh, thank you. But yeah, turned on that heater, and it sucked too because again, in those 5 days, the pipes froze. All of our pipes froze. There was no running water. So, again, I was living off cookies, drinking a single bottle of water a day, and I had not bathed in 5 days because we couldn't. The only good thing is that it was cold, so you weren't sweating, obviously, but still. Yeah, it was horrifying. And even then, when the power came back on, we had to wait a while because the water inside the water heater was frozen. And so it had to kick on and start heating up. You know, the element had to heat up and all that. And we had to wait a few hours for it to finally thaw out and then actually get the water warm. And when that happened, oh my god, I had the best shower of my life. Oh, it was so nice. I remember I had a shower. It was because the power came on at like 10 in the morning. I turned the heater on, and then by like 4, I went and I had a bath, finally. And I got myself all cleaned up and everything. And then from there, I walked to HEB to get food. Because at that point, the few things that I usually keep in my fridge, stuff like milk, even though it had been in the fridge and it had been cold, I still didn't really trust it. So I went to go get stuff like milk and all that so that I could actually come home and cook. Not only that, but when I went to the grocery store, I got one of those really expensive, nice pizzas. Like, it's a frozen pizza, but it's some of the nicer ones. I got one of those. It wasn't a DiGiorno. It was even above that. It was like a $10 frozen pizza. And I remember I brought that sucker home, and I stuck it in the oven. And thankfully, again, the oven was on, so it was warming the apartment even more. I was like, oh, so nice. And I ate one whole slice of that pizza. You probably think, you know, he bought a giant pizza, he's going to eat the whole thing. Nope, I ate one slice. It's not that I didn't want to eat the whole pizza, it's that I couldn't. Oh, Noxus is heading out. Or not. Somebody else leaving? No? 5-star water Altaria. I've got a 6-star right here I'm going to go look at. But yeah, I only ate one slice of that pizza, and then I put it in the fridge. I did end up eventually finishing it, but you have to remember, when you've not eaten hardly anything for 5 days, your stomach shrinks. It will... Oh, this is the Typhlosion. This is not what I wanted to look at. But yeah, when you don't eat for several days, your stomach shrinks. And so you simply can't, you know, you literally can't stomach any more than just like a slice of pizza. It was delicious pizza. It was some of the best pizza I ever had. But that's all I could stomach. A 5-star Water Terra Altaria. Water Terra. Oh, to finish that Altaria off, we could probably just go in there with like a bunch of Pikachus. You want to do that? You want to do the Pikachu? Let me see. It's an Altaria, so there's dragon. There's dragon and air. Or flying, I should say. Yeah, I'm gonna actually take one of my Pikachus in there. Yeah, go ahead and share the code. I'll get in on it. Someone hasn't taken a shower in 4 weeks. That person is my uncle. He retired Marine Corps. Oh, well, they kind of they get trained on that sort of stuff. Yeah, because when you're out in the field doing stuff, like if you're deployed and you're out, yeah, there are times when you just can't bathe for a while. In Alaska, it's actually not uncommon. You have no Pikachu? Well, you can just bring any other electric type. I'm just going to bring mine. But yeah, like in Alaska during the winter, I have a friend that lived in Alaska for several years, and she told me straight out she used to live in a cabin there, like an old school cabin. It did have electricity, but they did have a big giant fireplace, so they would always just that's how they would heat their cabin. And she straight out told me we were talking about it one day, and she's like, "Yeah, here in the wintertime, we don't bathe for like 4 or 5 days at a time." And at first, I was like, "Why? What's going on there?" And she's like, "Because during that time, it's very very cold here, and we don't have running water. We only have like either the bottled water you buy at the stores or water that you collect, or melted snow." And not only that, but even with the heating elements and stuff going, the fireplace and probably some electric heaters and stuff, they're like it's still very very cold, and so you just don't want to get your body wet. Will a level 5 Pikachu do good? No. A level 5 Pikachu will not do good. But yeah, she was like, yeah, there are times when they don't bathe there for like 4 or 5 days, and that's just how life was there. Imagine the smell he was in Iraq and Afghanistan. I'm sure you get used to it, actually. At least that's what I've been told by other military vets that I know. You just get used, especially because over there it's always warm. It's always really really warm, and you got to have your gear on. So yeah, you step outside and it's like 105 degrees in the shade, and then you've got on all your gear. So yeah, you basically that's where I learned the term swamp bottom or swamp butt. I'm sure you can think of another euphemism for your bottom. But yeah, they told me about that, and I was like, we actually have that here in Texas too. I'm sure it's not as bad as it was for them when they were out on in Afghanistan and places like that, but we do get that here in Texas because it is that warm. DJ, what's up, man? We're waiting on your Altaria raid. Come on, man. Chop chop. Well, that's the thing that they would do is, in fact, my friend, her son, I forget where he was deployed. I want to say he was in, was he in Afghanistan? I can't remember if it was Afghanistan or Iraq. I know it was a really hot place. And he went out there, and again, I talked to her about her son, and she told me that in her care packages, because it's very normal for like friends and family and stuff to send care packages to military that's deployed, because unfortunately the military doesn't provide everything that you really need. And so she would send him out a bunch of different stuff. She would send him out like bags of chips that he likes, and she would also send him out body powder. Not only because obviously body powder is mostly like for your feet and stuff, just to keep it nice and dry, but also you can put it on your butt crack to keep things at least relatively dry, so you don't get that chafing. Okay, what do I bring in here? Oh yeah, I was gonna bring Pikachu. So yeah, she used to send him that stuff all the time. She'd send him beef jerky. She'd send him chips. She'd send him body powder. I'm trying to remember what else she would send him. She'd send him all sorts of stuff. But yeah, the big things I remember was the body powder, the chips, and the beef jerky. And the beef jerky makes perfect sense too, because obviously you want something that's going to be able to last, that you can just kind of keep on your person for an extended period of time. And plus it takes that stuff a while to get there anyway. Like she was telling me, the times that she sent care packages, it would take like 3 or 4 weeks to get there. Yeah, unfortunately, military mail just doesn't move that fast. Mostly because they have to figure out exactly where each person is. Because, and I found this out the hard way, just because they give you one of those military addresses, I think they're called APs or something like that. But they have military addresses. They're supposed to tell you, approximately what base they're on and stuff. The problem with that is, from the time that you send what you're trying to send them, they may have already moved on and are now stationed at a different base within a particular region. So your package could first initially get sent to one base, and then by the time it gets there, the person you're trying to send it to isn't there anymore. And so they have to take it and then send it to this other base. And so there's always delays like that and stuff. Yeah, anything that you send overseas is going to get inspected. Yeah. I don't think Customs does it. I think the military has, like, their own people that do that stuff. Oh, I don't want to do Electro Ball. I'm going to do some Thunderbolt. Actually, I could do Nuzzle again, just to annoy it. Oh, okay. Never mind. They just did Safeguard, so Nuzzle is not going to do what I need it to. I love this little surfing Pikachu. He's cool. I wish I could breed more of them. I don't think we really need a Cheer. I'll Thunderbolt, but I'm not going to Terra. Simply because I'm a little low on health, so I'll just hold it. Plus, I'm not the one doing the most damage here anyway. Yeah, I didn't need to do it anyway. Why'd you give me a helping hand? I was gonna say, you should have given that helping hand to somebody else. Yeah, I can't breed any of the Alolan Raichus, but I can breed the Alolan Diglets. If anybody wants an Alolan Diglett. I actually still have a couple, I think, that I can trade. I think I have like one or two, I don't remember. But I know I bred a whole bunch of them, and I gave a bunch away. They're the ones that have the little, like the Diglett, the Alolan Diglett has little blonde strands of hair that come out the top of his head. And then the Alolan Dugtrio is the one that has the full-on blonde hair. Well, I mean, technically you can breed them, but I think the way you get Alolan Raichu is that it has to be in Alola. I think that's how it works. Hey, we got a little Mystic out of that. And Careful Mint. Okay, cool. Yeah, it's not like, say, the Alolan Vulpix, where you can just breed the Alolan Vulpix and there you go. A 6-star Flying Frostmoth. Let me see. Frostmoth does flying moves, bug moves. If it's, you know, if it's flying, we could go in there with ice. Oh, that gave me an idea. Let me see. So it does bug moves, flying moves, and also an ice move. Could go in there with ice. I've still got my Glastrier that I could take in there. So you have been to that region. I actually have not. I didn't play any of the Sun and Moon games. Somebody actually traded me this Alolan Raichu in a surprise trade of all places. So as soon as I saw it, I was like, "Whoa, that's awesome!" That's how I got it, just a surprise trade. Remember, I do a ton of surprise trades, but that's how I got it. I've gotten a handful of really good Pokemon from the surprise trades that I do. Somebody actually gave me a Meltan. That little metal-looking guy, he looks like he's got like a lug nut for a face. Yeah, somebody gave me that when I was playing Sword and Shield. I should play Sun. I don't really have any games that do... Well, actually, you know, don't the Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee games, they're on Switch. I had considered buying those, but they're still full price, which is a bummer. If I could find one for like 30 bucks, I would definitely buy it. But I just don't see myself paying full price for a game. Because the whole idea to get the game for me would be to get just the Pokemon. I don't really care too much about the game. And so at the end of the day, it's like, do I really want to pay $60 for like, 4 or 5 Alolan Pokemon? Because that's basically what I would be doing. And I just don't want to do that. Of course that's going to happen. Hold on, I'm still coming. PR6. I don't think I'm going to make it into your raid, man. $31 QW4. Come on, let me in. There it goes. Okay, what did I do with Glastrier? There he is. Yeah, his whole thing is Sword Dance and Avalanche. That's all he does. We're all set. Here we go. Oh, I don't think you were there when I was talking about it. I had mentioned on Discord how I've now got like 5 or 6 keyboards that I have no use for. And I actually posted pictures of one that I was reviewing, and Serenity was there, and she was like, hey, I may actually want that keyboard. And I'm like, I wish I could give it to you, but I can't. Legally, I can't. Because all the stuff that I get for review via the Vine program, I have to hold on to it for at least 6 months. So, oh man, it's going to reset now. I have to hold on to it for 6 months. But after that 6 months is up, if I want to, I can either sell it or give it away. And I was thinking, well, if I've got like 6 keyboards that I'm not using, then maybe I could do like a giveaway or something. Because these keyboards, their retail price is not all that high, so I couldn't really sell them for that much. But I figure some people would probably appreciate them if I did like a giveaway. Of course, I would avoid the attack that I don't want to avoid. So I figure, a few months from now, I could probably do some giveaways and maybe attract some more people. And then these people can like get some free stuff. Now, of course, not every single item I get for review is actually good. So there's going to be some junk in there. Like one review I did, and I think it's already live. Not live on my channel or anything, but live on Amazon. You can actually see all my reviews on Amazon. But I did a review for a wireless microphone set. And man, was that thing bad. It was terrible. It was absolutely terrible. Like the sound quality from the microphones was just ugly. It was just gross. And so accordingly, because it was a cheap product, it felt like crap. It was made of plastic when most microphones are made out of metal. And the sound quality was just absolutely trash. And so I gave it a 1 star and I wrote my review. And it's not just like, oh, this product is crap, 1 star. I didn't do that. When I write a review for stuff like that, I write a review. Okay, it's a good read. So, yeah, it was that bad, and I posted it 1 star. It was so bad, in fact, and it caused so much. I don't want to say drama, but it got so much attention that the manufacturer, the people selling that product, contacted me, and they were like, "Yeah, we saw your review. We think you got a faulty pack. Can we send you a replacement? And then, if possible, could you update the review if you find that it is, better?" And I was like, "Sure, I'll do that." So they're sending me another one, for free again. But yeah, that first one that I have here, it's still all boxed up, just sitting over there. It was just awful. It was a huge piece of crap. It was just so bad. It's so bad, in fact, I wouldn't even want to give it to anybody. That's how bad it is. And I recorded myself, and I think this is what really got them, is not only did I provide a written review, I provided pictures, and then I recorded myself actively using the microphone. And you could hear how bad it was. And that was what really, I think that's the reason why it blew up the way it did, because they can literally hear me using that product. And they were just like, "Oh no, that's not good." What is going on? Why is my game running so slow? Come on, go. Okay, there it goes. All right, so I was going to go over here to check this 6-star. Okay, there we are. But yeah, I will occasionally have that where the manufacturer, because the way that the Vine program works is that Amazon basically makes a deal with the manufacturers or the companies that are trying to sell their product, and then they put those products in like a little mini store. It's kind of like a tiny Amazon, but just for Vine reviewers. And they say, "Okay, here's the products that are available. You can request a handful of these products, and you get to keep them. You don't have to pay for them. The only deal is that you have to give an honest and true review." And so that's the deal. And so that's why I requested those products, and that's how they got here. And obviously the sellers see all that stuff. So yeah, I've had to hand out. It's very rare actually that I hand out a 1-star review. Like, your product has to be just absolute garbage for me to hand out a 1-star. And that's what I did. And of course, that doesn't look good. You should request headphones. There have been a handful of headphones. You have to keep in mind though that a vast majority of the stuff that we see that is made available to us. Oh wow, that's a 5-star. I didn't realize that. It's not the one I was coming here for, but we can do this 5-star. There are some headphones that are made available, but it's very, very, very rare that a high-end company, like say like an Apple or a Microsoft or any big companies like that, would make their products available for review on Vine. It does occasionally happen, but it's very rare. Most of the products that we get are from much, much smaller companies, like a lot of Chinese companies that are just trying to sell stuff in the American market. And so a lot of this stuff, it's actually not all that expensive. Like Audio-Technica, I can tell you right now, they have never put any of their stuff on Vine. Never. Now, if I buy an Audio-Technica set of headphones on my own, like if I just buy it and I decide I want to buy it and review it and do that, I can still post a review on Amazon and it will still have my Vine tag there. But obviously I wouldn't be getting that product for free. So yeah, I can do it. It would be very different. Oh, okay? So we got a Noivern who is a dragon, an annoying one at that, and he's a bug. So bugs do not like flying. Why are we getting so many Pokemon today that require flying? What else does bug not like? I forget. What else does bug not like? Is it ice? Let's see. Bug. They don't like fire. They don't like flying. They don't like rock. I think I'm just going to do a fire then. Yeah, I think I'm going to do a fire. You guys can do rock. I'm going to do fire. Or I could do a rock fire. Or a ground fire. It's a ground fire. Hold on. Oh, wait a minute. Do I have my Cleavor? He's rock and bug. I'll just go fire. Was it this guy that was part rock? No, he's ground also. Okay. Because the Noivern, I don't think the Noivern has any moves that's really going to hurt this guy. So I'm just going to go with the good old Charizard. And then we'll go check that 6-star. Yeah, believe me, I wish companies like the Beats, you know, by Apple, I guess now, because Dre sold it to him. I wish some of those other companies would release things like that. And every now and then there is some very expensive stuff that comes available. There is a downside to that, though. Because, say, for instance, if a Chinese company, and again, like I said, it's mostly Chinese companies, if they make a product available for review, one, it's going to be, if it's very expensive, it's usually going to be a very limited supply. Meaning that of all the Vine reviewers, only like maybe 10 of us will be able to request it. But on top of that, like say for instance, if they make a TV available and I request it and I happen to get chosen for it, they send it to me. Technically, I don't pay money for it, but when I receive that item, it is now considered taxable income. And what that means is, although I wasn't paid to do it, I was still given something with a value of $500. That is considered income as far as the IRS is concerned. And so at the end of the year, I have to report that as taxable income. And of course, once you hit a certain threshold, you know, at certain points within the tax code, the way it works, the amount of tax that you have to pay can go up. So you have to be careful when you're doing that stuff. Yeah, as long as you stay below a certain threshold, you're usually fine. But yeah, over, like, say, for instance, I've only been doing it, what, about a month now that I've been in the Vine program? About a month. And already I've managed to accumulate $1,200 of taxable income. As far as, like, just items that I've requested, already $1,200. So I have to report that as income now on my taxes. I'm still very much in the clear, though, because I can pretty much guarantee you I'm losing money in my business this year. So you should review a book about tax evasion. You can't. You really, it's really very, very hard to avoid taxes here in the States because they track everything. Everything. And I can tell you right now, Amazon is absolutely reporting that taxable income to the IRS. So if I don't in turn report it, I'm immediately going to get audited. And you don't want to be audited. It's not fun. Yeah, I just report everything. And any sort of income, any sort of, even the smallest amounts. Like I have, I do have some shares in a couple of different companies, like stocks. And I don't make a ton of money per year on them. I make a couple bucks in things like dividends. I do get dividend income, but it's such a small amount that most people don't even bother reporting it. Like if it's like $2 or $3, you don't really have to report it because it's so small. It's probably not going to really change your taxable income at the end of the year, but I still report it because I just don't want to take a chance. I'm just like, nah, I'm just going to report it all. Because my ex-wife, at one point, completely forgot to report a good chunk of income that she got from her Mary Kay business. She wasn't reporting the money that she was taking in. Well, when the IRS goes and finds in her checking account that she has deposited several checks for a good amount of money, we're talking a few $1,000s, they're just like, okay, we saw that you filed your taxes, that's good, but what's this $3,500 over here that you didn't report to us? What's that? Where's that coming from? Believe me, they know. They absolutely know. Because whenever you deposit either cash or checks into your bank account, the IRS is going to know. Because the banks report it. That's how they know. Yeah. The only way to completely avoid taxes is to do everything with cash. Because cash, the way the world works now, cash is mostly untrackable in that sense. Because if, like, say for instance, if you go and you do a job, you know, and the guy who hires you or whatever says, okay, we need you to do this job, I'll pay you $500. Okay, but he pays you $500 in cash. So technically the IRS, you know, may never know that that transaction ever took place. So suddenly you got paid $500, which you should pay taxes on, or should at least report as income, but you probably won't, because why would you? And the guy who paid you that money is probably not going to report that he paid you that $500 for that job. So yeah, it's there are ways around it, but it's a whole different thing. I shouldn't even be telling you some. Oh my god. Oh boy. Well, this guy's gonna be fun. This guy's gonna be real fun. Okay. So already I'm thinking about a way to get rid of his Defiant, because you know he's gonna have it. Skill swap. We need somebody to bring a skill swap. Let's see. This guy's a fairy. He does ghost and fighting moves. Huh. So I'm thinking... Let me see. Ghost and fighting moves. I'm thinking of poison. Yeah, black money. It's basically getting paid under the table. The old way to say it is basically being called getting paid under the table. It's kind of like what waiters do. And again, I'm not saying all waiters do this, but a lot of them do. But when you get paid tips, a lot of those waiters don't report every single tip that they get. They should, but they probably don't. And the IRS really has no way to track that unless it's a tip done with like a credit card or something. Then that's traceable. But if they just hand you like an extra $5 like cash, if you don't report it, the IRS probably has no idea. Like back when I worked at the hotel, I wasn't a bellman. I did security and stuff. But occasionally they would call me out to help them. Like if they got really busy, they would call me out and say, hey, we're really busy. Can you come help us, you know, with these customers, come, you know, take their luggage up to their rooms? I'm like, sure. And I never minded doing that because every time I did, I would always get tips. My position normally didn't get paid tips. But because I was helping people to their room with their luggage, they'd be like, here you go. And they'd pass me $5-10. If it was a busy night, I'd make like $150. Tax free. Now, the nights like that were not common, but they did occasionally happen. And this was years ago. This was a long time ago. So IRS, if you ever hear this, this was way, way, way long time ago. So I'm well past the statute of limitations on that one. Okay, so a poison type. I'm thinking of bringing a poison type, but I need one with skill swap. Let's see, skill swap, because we're gonna have to take that Defiant away from him. Sales in bulk of monetized bullion, non-monetized gold or silver bullion are exempt from both the sales tax and the use tax. Sales and use tax is not what I'm talking about here, though. I'm talking about federal income tax. That is a very different thing. Known move, skill swap. There it is. Nope, only got 2. A Sylvian. Ooh. Okay. So let me think. Sylvian is a fairy. Let me check something real quick here. In fact, I'm going to run him through the calculator here. Just in case. We're going to say that. And he's a 6-star. He's poison. Wait a minute, is he poison? No, he's fairy. I'm an idiot. He's fairy. So close combat, Shadow Claw, Assurance, Focus Energy, Bulk Up, Rage Fist, and Ice Punch. So, yeah, best counters, fairy. Yeah, actually Sylveon would be pretty good here as far as survivability. Let me see what other counters are here. Pheasantipity. Oh, Pheasantipity. If you happen to have a Pheasantipity, oh yes. Oh, he's gonna be really good here. The Okidogi is also gonna be good. Magearna is good. Overquill. Iron Valiant. Wow, I didn't expect to see Iron Valiant on here. Let's see. Alolan Muck. Grimmsnarl, Iron Moth, Sneasler. I wouldn't mind doing the Pheasantipity. My deal is, though, can he learn Skill Swap? Because we're going to need somebody to Skill Swap him. And this little guy, if I remember correctly, I used him last time. Let me see. Yeah, there's Skill Swap, Helping Hand, Baby Doll Eyes. Oh, we're going to also need a Taunt. Let me see if I can... Can I learn Taunt? Hold on. Yeah, let me back out of here real quick. If I can learn Taunt, I can be the support and you guys can just go to work on him. Let's see what we got. It all depends on how you buy the silver. And not only that, but depending on the asset and the asset class, there may be taxes involved. I've not really had to deal with that very much as far as all the accounting work that I've done for my business. I'd probably have to ask my mom. My mom probably knows about the tax liability when it comes to silver and gold. Because she basically did accounting for 40 years. She was in banking and stuff, so she knows all about that stuff. In fact, most of the knowledge that I have about banking and accounting I got from her. But like I said, I've never had to account for silver buys and sells and stuff like that, or precious metal sales. I've never had to deal with commodities, so I don't know how that works. You got Taunt on Pheasantipity? Nice. Okay, so we could probably do this. I'll take Sylveon, and I can immediately hit him with Skill Swap, so he loses his Defiant. And so at that point, if you want to, you can lower his attack and defense however you want to, and then you can taunt him so he can't use his Bulk Up. If we're going to be doing that, I do have Charm. Draining Kiss. I could... Well, Baby Doll Eye. Oh, Baby Doll Eyes. Hold on. Lower the target's attack. Okay, so I could do Baby Doll Eyes. What I'll do is I'll start with Skill Swap. I'll probably pop a couple of Baby Doll Eyes, and then when you guys Terrestrialize, I can start hitting y'all with Helping Hand. So I could probably do that. Although I want to check one other thing here. Fake Tears, no. Light Screen. That's not going to help here. Growl, no. Well, this lowers it by 2. So the question is, do I want Baby Doll Eyes or Charm? Because this lowers it by 1, whereas my other one lowers it by 2. I'll go second, but it will do twice as much. I think I'm going to go with Charm, simply because I'm pretty sure I can outspeed this guy. Oh, wait, I didn't realize my speed was that slow. Yeah, my speed's a little slow there. It's fine. I think it will work. The thing is, since silver and gold is a commodity, I believe the only time that you may have to report any sort of income when it comes to it would be when you sell it. Because it's a silver and gold oftentimes is really just an investment. So if you buy, it's the same thing. You buy something at $100, $100 is your expense. If you sell it at 150, you get your money back. So you even out that $100, but then you have that extra 50, which is considered your profit. So your taxable income in that situation would be $50. But even then, that $50 may not push you over the point where you would have to pay taxes for it. Okay, so charm generating. I think we'll be fine here. So I'm bringing good old Sylvian as support. And you guys can just go in here and do all the damage. Can y'all do that? But yeah, that Pheasantipity is supposed to be really, really good here. So whoever brings Pheasantipity, you should have fun. Just remember, just do the taunt first. Turn 1, do that taunt so he can't use bulk up. Here we go. Yeah, I think gold, like I said, because it is considered an asset. Well, it wouldn't. I was about to compare it to owning a home, but owning a home is a little different. Simply because, I mean, technically, yes, real estate is an asset, but I think the way that asset is handled is a little bit different. Because, like with gold, like if you buy a gold bar, you can basically just like stick it in a lockbox or something somewhere and just leave it there. You don't have to worry about it. That gold's not going to go anywhere unless somebody steals it. That's a whole different matter. But if you just let it sit there for 50 years, the gold's not going to degrade or anything like that. Whereas a house, on the other hand, can degrade. And so you'll obviously have to pay money to do repairs and stuff like that on a, busted pipe, or you got to replace the roof, stuff like that. Yeah, they definitely are two different asset classes. I'd have to see that. Selling silver requirements are 100 troy ounces of silver a year to get taxed. Yeah, see, that's what I was saying. I don't know exactly how it's taxed by its asset class. I don't know how that is. We're waiting on you, DJ. I think DJ keeps forgetting to hit ready. This is the second time now where he's just sitting there just like, come on, DJ, turn your sound on. I have to type it to him. DJ, hit ready. Yes, that's your job, Dirt. You taunt, and then every few turns you got to do the taunt again. Of course, when the shield goes up, you can't taunt, but until the shield actually goes up, yeah, go ahead and taunt when you can. And the skill swap, I thankfully only have to do it once. And like I said, once you guys Terra, I'm going to start hitting y'all with the helping hands. There he goes. Now he's ready. Because I know DJ has a habit of turning his sound off. That's why I typed it in there too. Because he'll turn his sound off and just wait. And so if I'm saying, hey, get ready, he doesn't hear me. Next time we all of us should just say, DJ, hit ready. Who is Troy and why does he get his own ounce? You were getting your hourly hydration? Yeah, look at that. He was already going to do focus. There we go. He has Pixelate now. And I have Defiant, yes. Alright, I'm going to start charming him now. Make him really weak here. Yeah, he should start hitting us very, very little here very soon. At this point, if you have something like Sword Dance, use it. Let's not put the shield on there too quickly. If you've got another sword dance, use that first. Yeah, I don't want him popping his shield too early. Oh crap, there's a shield. That's why I was like, do another sword dance. Get as many of those in as you can. Because once he pops that shield, now we can't taunt him. I can't charm him either. I'll do a heal here because it looks like all of you are just chilling. There are other ways to launder money. Just put it in a washer. Andre, why didn't you heal yourself, man? If you get that low, you gotta heal yourself. Don't let yourself die. I mean, I threw the heal out there, but you were pretty darn low, man. Oh, well, now he's reset. Here, I'll do another cheer because it looks like Fezandipity is pretty low. Oh, well, never mind, it died. Guys, why are you all letting yourselves die? What is happening here? Don't wait for me to heal you. Just heal yourselves. Oh, we need the taunt back, guys. We really need the taunt. Oh, he's dead, thankfully. Oh, you did the let yourself die in terror when return strategy? Yeah, okay. Da 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 da! Yay! Himnet having Defiant makes this fight so much easier. Yeah, minus the Defiant, and as long as we get the taunt off on time, yeah, he's not that hard. Thankfully. Especially the Defiant. Defiant is what kills us every time. Boop-a-doo-doo. Spicy! And a bottle cap. That was good rewards. A naughty, a PP up, 2 star pieces. That's actually not bad at all. Pretty good rewards from him. I've noticed my game is a little laggy. I wonder if I should restart it. Let me let it save real quick. I'm going to restart it here real quick. All right, here we go. Oh, you must be a little too young to remember the Coca-Cola bottle cap thing. This was something that was in the 90s. If you weren't alive in the 90s, then you probably don't know. Or even if you were alive, you may have been too young to even know. Back in the 90s, Coca-Cola, for a good long time, for like a good 2 years, they had a promotion where if you bought either a Coca-Cola or a Sprite, basically any Coca-Cola product, you take the cap off. If you look under the cap, you had a chance of winning a free Coke. Like if you bought a Coke and you open the cap, so hey, you get a free Coke. So the next time you come back, you can just hand them the bottle cap and you get a free Coke out of it. the great thing about that promotion was it was really easy to win another Coke. It was really easy. I remember going to the store, and this happened multiple times. I would go to the store, I'd buy a Sprite or whatever, because I didn't drink Coca-Cola, but I did drink Sprite. So I'd buy a Sprite, open it up. Well, first I'd pay for it, open it, get a free Sprite. I'm like, hey, free Sprite bottle cap. And so I'd hand it in, and they'd be like, and I'd be like, I'm gonna get another Sprite, and they're like, all right, that's cool. So we'd go get another Sprite, and then I'd open that Sprite, and I'd win again. So basically, I'd get 3 Sprites for one price, but then I'd have to drink all the Sprite. It was always good to have a friend be like, here, you drink this one. And they did that in the early 2000s. They had it in the late 90s, too. I don't remember if Pepsi did it, but I do remember Coke did it. Hold on, we have somebody says they have a 6-star electric Politoed. Ooh, that guy would be hard. That 6-star electric Politoed would be really difficult because he's a grassy boy, right? I think he's grass and water. Oops, Politoed. Oh, he's a water. Okay, so he is just water. And you say that he is electric. 6-star. Well, there is actually a fairly decent counter to him. And that would be, what's his name? Oh god, Gastrodon. Yeah, because the best counter, it says here, is Storm Drain. Either Storm Drain or Water Absorb are the 2 best counter abilities. And so it's saying, let me see here. Vaporeon would be good, again, with Water Absorb. Poliwrath would be good with Water Absorb. Basically, all of these, if they have Water Absorb or Storm Drain, they'll be good. I imagine that the Gastrodon... Why is he not on here? What is going on? Hold on a second. Jelly Water, Ice Beam. Maybe because of Ice Beam. Okay, so here are the options again. Volcanion, which I still want. Vaporeon with Water Absorb. Poliwrath with Water Absorb. Araquanid with Water Absorb. Is he even out yet? I think he comes out next month. Politoed with Water Absorb, if you happen to have one. Lantern with Water Absorb. Oh, Luminion with Storm Drain. Does my Luminion have Storm Drain? But even then, I'm trying to find Pokemon that have ground-type moves so that we can hit it. You're going to take a nap? Oh, okay. See you later, dude. Go dream about silver and gold. Yeah, that's strange. I really do wonder why Gastrodon's not in the top part here. Because of it has Storm Drain. Hold on, I gotta check something here again. Ground. Where are you, Ground? Water, grass. Oh, ice. There we go. That's probably why it's not here, because it takes double damage from ice. Well, I do have a Vaporeon. Again, my big deal is how are we going to kill this thing if we're not hitting it super effective? It's not really giving a... Because the Water Absorb obviously will help. Let me check my Vaporeon. I've got 2 Vaporeons. I just don't remember which one has Water Absorb. Oh, that guy's tearing his steel. He's not even ready. Water, water. And I have water absorb. Okay. I do not have a held item, though. Let's see. Chilling water, aurora beam, charm, water pulse. Oh, man, I'm all trained the wrong way. What's going on here? Oh, I see what I was doing. I was probably building this guy to be more of a balance. And I know Vaporeon cannot learn any ground moves. Oh, wait, Sand Attack! It is a ground move, but it's not what I was hoping for. Let's see. Fake Tears. Oh, let me see. What does he do? What kind of moves does he... Chilling Water, Surf. Oh, so he does all special attack. I'm trying to figure out what would work best with this guy. Scald, Weather Ball, Flip Turn. The only reason I can think that it's telling us Vaporeon with Water Absorb is mostly for survivability. Because I can't think of any other way to really beat this guy. At least not easily. He's going to be a challenge regardless. And I'm trying to think... Like, my Chilling Water wouldn't really work here. Muddy Water lowers accuracy. Ring Haze. Mud Slap. That actually could be helpful. I mean, yeah, it's ground. It doesn't do much, but it does lower his accuracy. Yeah, I'll throw in a Mud Slap. That's actually better than Chilling Water right here. Rain Dance. That would actually help him. Dig is also a ground move. Takes a turn to go off. I'll put it in there just for the heck of it. Wait, is that... Oh, that's a physical move. Oh, but I've trained on physical too, because he's more balanced. So, that probably wouldn't be a bad idea. Let's see, Aurora Beam. Let's also lower the target's attack. That's not going to matter. Yeah, I'm not going to be doing a ton of damage with this guy, though. That's the thing. We're gonna need at least one really good attacker, and I just don't know if one is really even available. Because I was even thinking of bringing Helping Hand. Let's see, Charm lowers it again, lowering attack stat, not going to help. Yeah, this is going to be a very interesting sort of battle here. In fact, I think we're probably going to have to just go in there and try it and see what happens. In fact, it would probably be smart of me to untrain some of my hit points and put them in defense. Special defense is fine, though. Let me give this guy an item here. Yeah, there's your reminder. Don't forget to give a held item to one of your Pokemon. I'm just gonna go with the good old Shell Bell. Can't go wrong with that. Alright, well, I'm trying Vaporeon. We're gonna see how he works. I'll probably get in there and just mud slap the crap out of him. And just to lower his accuracy enough to keep us alive even longer. M76. Oh crap, I forgot to go online. I always do that. I'm an idiot. Alright, let's try this again. FMS. Yeah, this is going to be a very interesting fight. What did I do with him? Oh, there he is. All right. If you join us for this one, guys, this is going to be very interesting. Just that combination there. Anytime something is electric, it's, I guess, a little bit harder because electric is only weak to one thing. But the fact that his primary thing is doing water makes it doubly as hard. If he just didn't have that one ice move, Gastrodon would be the easy answer here. Uh-oh. Everybody chickened out. Nobody wants to join. Everybody's just like, I don't know, man. Come on, nobody? Well, I gotta get at least one more person in here. I think other people are recognizing, they're like, yeah, I don't know about this one, man. This one's gonna be kind of tough. It'd be like going and getting a pug. Seriously, you ever try one of these? Like, I tried another Annihilate, a 6-star Annihilate. It was like during the week. It wasn't on the weekend. And I just knew I couldn't do it on my own. Or at least I felt I couldn't do it on my own. And so I went online and got some randoms. And we failed at that thing like 5 straight times. They just couldn't handle it. Well, we'll see how it works out. Because this is, like I said, it's a very weird fight. And the fact that his Blissey is support. He just said it straight out. He's a straight up support. Mine is kind of half and half. Because think of it, I have Helping Hand on this little guy. And my whole thing was I was just going to come out and just do Mud Slap on it over and over and over again. Just to lower its accuracy as much as possible. So we really don't have an attacker here. Yeah, we do not have an attacker. There we go, Water Absorb. I avoided his Encore. Yeah, this guy is not hitting anything. We may go through the entire timer. I'm not even gonna Terra. Because what's the point? I'm not gonna really get any benefit from it. Oh, well, now I have to keep doing Mud Slap. Yeah, can you imagine when we get to the shield? Even with Helping Hand, it just doesn't do a lot of damage. I'm gonna run out of moves. I am absolutely gonna run out of moves at this rate. How many do I have left? I'm gonna have to start water pulsing him at some point. Let's see. How many, look at my Mud Slaps are already almost done. I should probably save the rest of these for when his shield goes up and he resets. He's not hitting any of us. Yeah, I might as well Water Pulse at this point. See if I can confuse him. That hits slightly harder. There we go, look, I confused him! Yes! Yeah! Well, if anything, we know that these two Pokemon work really well here as far as supporting roles. Because this dude is not hitting us at all. Yeah, his accuracy is so low at this point. I think I've bottomed him out. Let me check here. What is his accuracy? His speed is slowed down and his accuracy is absolute trash. Yeah, so this works. Again, if we just have one attacker, we could probably win this pretty easily. Because instead of giving me Helping Hand, Blissey could give the attacker the Helping Hand, and I could just keep, you know... you know what would probably help? Is I could probably get some PP up and max out my Mud Slap, just so I can have it forever. Oh, now he's gonna keep making me do Water Pulse. Well, while we're doing this, you guys, seriously, you guys should probably see, you know, I think for real, a Gastrodon could probably work here. I really do, because Storm Drain, if I'm not mistaken, actually boosts, what is it, the special attack? So yeah, I know you may have to worry about Ice Beam, but I think the Blissey could probably save a Gastrodon at this rate. Because again, I'm taking virtually no damage from this guy. I'm taking almost no damage. Even from his Ice Beam, he's barely hitting me. Look at this. Yeah, he's hitting me for 11. Or, I'm sorry, 21. So yeah, I'm taking no damage, so Blissey doesn't really have to worry about me. So yeah, what do you think? Can you all get like an attacking Gastrodon? I actually have an attacking Gastrodon myself, but this Vaporeon is just working so well. I don't know if I want to just, you know, get rid of that. He reset. I should probably start hitting him with my mud slaps again. There you go. See, they can get you with the heal pulse, so they can keep you up. So there you go, DJ. Get a Gastrodon ready. Make sure it has Storm Drain. Get a Gastrodon with Storm Drain, and then just get in a couple of good ground moves. And if you can, get it to Terra into ground, so you can hit really hard with it. Alright, I'm now out of Mud Slap. And of course, our NPC friends are doing nothing. They're literally sitting there. They're not even attacking. Okay, there they go. Now they're attacking. Dunsparce is using Glare. This is so dumb. How do you not have a Gastrodon? It's Gastrodon, man! Okay, I'm using Dig now, because that's all I have left. You're waiting for a shiny. Shinies are overrated. Oh, he's gonna make me keep using dig. Yeah, dig in these Terra raids is not the best move. Dig is a good move. It's just not great in Terra raids because you have to wait that extra turn. I know there's that one held item that lets you basically dig and then use the second part of dig in the same turn. I forget what it's called. That would actually be helpful if dig was like your main move. But if you're doing ground, I doubt dig's going to be your main move. Well, let me ask you this then. Do you have a Vaporeon that's ready to go? Because then I could just show you the moveset, and you could do that, and then I'll get one of my Gastrodons ready. And then also, again, you're going to want to use some PP up because you're going to go through your Mud Slaps. How did you miss with Heal Pulse? I have no idea. I have no clue. Oh, wait! If you were heal pulsing me, you probably missed because I was probably underground. If I'm underground, you can't hit me. Well, in most cases. I have seen like 1 or 2 times where I was underground and I still got hit with something. I'm trying to remember what it was. I think it was another earth move. Like if you're underground and I think they do something like Earthquake or something, I think you will still take damage. I don't remember exactly that's how it is though. EV Train special attack? That may not necessarily matter, DJ, because the main reason you would be using Mud Slap is just to lower the accuracy. That's the biggest thing. You're just going to be lowering accuracy. And then you could kind of put in whatever other moves you want. But just to give you an idea, this is what I put on him right now. Yeah. See, those are just kind of... Even the Helping Hand, I get... Well, actually, if we bring in an attacker, the Helping Hand probably could help. The Water Pulse, I just left it there, simply because it has a chance to confuse, and I actually got it to proc, so that was nice. But yeah, if you do Mud Slap, if you happen to have any PP up, you probably want to use it, because you may go through it. Because you'll probably want to use it like 4 or 5 times in a row to start, and then when the shield comes back on, you're going to want to start using it again. But yeah, Vaporeon took almost no damage there, that entire fight. But while you're doing that, let me find my Gastrodons here. I've got like 4 of them. Let's check here. Okay, so here's one of my Storm Drainers. So we got Earth Power, Surf, oh, I do have Recover. That could actually come in handy. Let me check my other Earth moves. Earthquake. Special attack 276. Oh, I have Mud Slap too. Let me check if I have anything else. Bulldoze is physical. Mud Shot. It's not terrible. Stomping Tantrum is physical. Earthquake is also physical. I think I'll try Mud Shot just in case. Let's take out... Let's see. Yeah, that little guy was not doing... He was doing all special attack. So we could probably get rid of Chilling Water, because lowering his attack is not going to help. So Surf Earth Power. Let me do a couple of PP ups on him, because I imagine if this fight goes on long, we may get low on our moves. So let me just be safe. Been playing more Mario Kart. I've been wanting to buy Mario Kart, but again, it's one of those games that's been out a long time and they just won't lower the price. Really annoys me when they do that. Let me see. I think... Oh, wait. I was going to do one more thing. Back out of there. I was actually going to move this up here. Okay. Got its last wave of DLC. All right. I'm ready to go. This is as good as it's going to get. And as soon as I'm good to Terra into ground, I'm going to do that. They added Funky Kong? The best... Who is Funky Kong? I have never heard of that. I know Donkey Kong. I know Donkey Kong Jr. I've heard of, like, Diddy Kong. What is Funky Kong? Never heard of that. It almost feels like a made-up name. Like next you're gonna tell me there's somebody called like Crazy Kong or something. I don't know. Let's see. W2G6 FJ. It's from Mario Kart Wii. Oh, you need to know he is based? Based on what? Based on Donkey Kong? Is he based on that? Come on, man, we're waiting on you. Where you at, DJ? Let's go. Yeah, you are very much needed in this battle. The mud slaps will help. There he is. Yeah, just break out them mud slaps. Get him down to like at least 5 stacks of it. Error number 4. Oh my god. All right. Apparently this is as good as it's gonna get. I wish we had a second Gastrodon. But yeah, I don't think we're gonna get a 4th here. Yeah, if we were gonna get a 4th, they would have already hopped in. And even then, having a 4th that just jumps in while not really knowing the strat is probably a bad idea. We don't need somebody jumping in and dying like 5 times. In fact, I tell you what, I will, to get you started, I'll actually do a Mud Slap too, and then I'm going to switch to... Actually, I think I'll just do Mud Slap period for now. Because I want to save those Earth Powers for when I Terrestrialize. Oh, Storm Drain's already going. Oh! That actually hit kind of hard. Okay. Apparently my Mud Shot hits really hard. Considering it's only rated at 20 power. It hits pretty hard. Oh crap, now he's making me do it over again. Yeah, I got encored too. How long does encore last for? Is it 2 turns? Oh, there's the ice beam. Oh, wow, the ice beam did not hit very hard. Oh, well, here we go. Terrestrialize time. 3 turns? Okay. Yeah, that ice beam surprisingly didn't hit me that hard. I thought that thing was just going to annihilate me, but no, it didn't. I think the light screen helped. Here we go. Now we're going to start just spamming Earth Power on him. Okay, that hits pretty good. Not bad. As long as y'all keep occasionally giving me the helping hand, I think we should be able to get through this. Critical with the 20 power move. So, hey man, you take the crits when you can get them. You got into a dig encore. Okay, that one hit me super effective now. Dang, we could really use a second Gastrodon. If we had a second Gastrodon, we'd be pretty far along with this guy by now. This is where it's going to start getting a little weird. I'm guessing he encored our Blissey into soft-boiled. Because I see it just do it soft-boiled. I guess maybe a taunt could have helped. Although in the last match, the encores didn't really bother me in the last match. See, now he's just encoring me into the move I'm going to want to do for the rest of the fight anyway. And I actually am hitting him pretty good. So yeah, with the helping hand and everything, we should be able to get through this. It's a long fight, but we'll get through it. I was gonna say, if you want to break out that mud slap some more, go ahead and do the mud slap. Can you Terra? Depends what you're Terra into. Are you just water? If you're just Terraing into water, I don't think it'll matter. You're not going to get any additional benefit, though, to your non-water moves. If you have a water move, then it may make sense to Terra, because it'll hit a little bit harder. The Weavile's 5th death. Poor little guy. He's just getting annihilated. Alright, come on. Once we get this shield off, we just gotta just go at him. Thankfully, those PP ups are coming in handy now, because I'm getting close to the end of my Earth powers. Yeah, I'm already halfway through. That one did not hit him as hard. Come on. Get a crit. I need a crit here. Give me a crit. Dang, man. This is going to be close. This is going to be so close. As I was saying earlier, man, I really wish we had a second Gastrodon. Or even just a fourth... a fourth player. Because we need just that little extra DPS. Yeah, this is going to be so darn close, man. Poor Weavile's not helping. He's just afraid to move at this point. Jeez, we need just a little bit more DPS. Gosh, we really... This is going to be so close, guys. I don't know if we can do it. It really would suck to go through the timer and not be able to do it. Oh, your dig actually hit him pretty good. Yeah, do another dig, man. Oh, do another dig. Do another dig. No, no mud slap. Dig. Do dig. Come on. This has to do it. It's too late to use a dig now, though. We're out of time. No, he's in the dig at the wrong time. Oh my god. Oh my god, we got him. Oh my god. Oh my god, that was a battle of attrition. That's Hypnotoad, man. That's total Hypnotoad. Rewards are terrible. But hey, it was still a moral victory at the very least. Oh my gosh. A 5-star fairy Blissey. Blissey will put us to sleep. Yeah, that Blissey will put us to sleep. The non-event Blissies, yeah, they will put you to sleep every single turn. And it's annoying. So if we're going to do that Blissey, we need to go in with at least one person that's going to bring electric terrain. I can do it if you want to. If you want to go in, I'll bring electric terrain. I'll just bring like Miraidon or something. And then I think this might be my last one because I'm hitting up on 3 hours now. So yeah, this will probably be my last one. Plus, remember, I'm still cooking. I have to go check on that meat. It's slow cooking, but I still need to go check on it. All right, whenever you're ready with the code. DJ's keeping us in suspense. Come on, man. Don't make me maybe break out the soundboard. Who's messaging me? Oh. Funky Kong. Oh my god. Right, P7. G8. 7Y. Oh, right. I was going to bring the electric train. You're over here. It's the only reason why I'm choosing this guy is because of the electric terrain. That's it. Because the only attack that this guy does is that fighting move, where he tosses you in the air. Yeah, that's the only thing he does. Man, my left wrist is hurting me for some reason. We're waiting on you, DJ. Again, get ready, DJ. Typing it out again. There we go. I do love the lime green bear over there. I have one of those too. I love the lime green because it's so out there. There, I'm gonna actually hit him with metal sound if I can actually hit him. Nope. Bonk. The facade. Boop. Come on, catch. Oh, wow. 2 Mystigas. There you go. It was worth doing the Blissey, I guess. And all them Pomeg berries. That's a lot of Pomeg berries. Well, we're done for the day. Thanks for hanging out, guys. It was fun. We'll be back next weekend. Hopefully we'll get a different featured raid than the crazy, whatever it is, the Typhlosion. But thanks for hanging out. It was fun. I'll be in Discord if y'all get bored. And I'll see y'all next week.